WAPN, TGIF. Thank God I'm forgiven. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, I have been busy this week, but I love busy. I love doing stuff, so can't complain at all. But I've got some stuff to get done today. I'm kicking it in gear this morning. I came in here with an attitude of let's get her done. And so I have been checking it off once or twice and doing it and getting her done. I'm supposed to be at SeaWorld on Monday. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to come to work and then go. I don't know. So you might see me on Monday. You might not. Either way, I got to get stuff done. So I just been, living life this week, helping my little friend Wanda. Please keep Wanda in prayer as she just needs a touch. Her body just needs a touch, and pray for the raccoon situation. We're dealing with a raccoon situation. And we have a trap set now. And so praying that this works out. Tim and I'll be there, like all day tomorrow, helping and figuring it out. And we have patch stuff. We have got a trap. We have got ideas. And so pray that we can trap them and move them to a different place. So that is the plan. No harm involved, just moving. And so that is today and tomorrow's plan. I'm so thankful for strength. I'm so thankful for a good husband. I'm so thankful for a job I can juggle. Thankful. Shout out to doctors and nurses. I just want to shout out to the doctors, the nurses, the medics, the people that help the medics, everybody involved. We've had to deal with some of that this week, and thankful, when you're not feeling good, it's rough. And it's rough because we don't feel like we're getting any help, but we really are. Modern technology and modern medicine can only work as fast as it can. Prayer is the number one thing. I totally agree with that. But sometimes we need a little help. And God did invent medicines and doctors and all that fun stuff. So shout out to the medical field and pray for them this time of year, because it seems like it's with the flu season and with, just Christmas and all things. Just pray a hedge of protection over them. And also pray for when you're out and about. If you are out and about, I love it when Chief Williams comes in here and gives us little thoughts on how to handle stuff. Wear a sling bag, know your awareness around you. Have your keys in your hand, pay attention. Being vigilant is like the number one thing. And so be vigilant. So that's just something I know. Like last night, Tim and I were getting into the truck and it was dark. And all of a sudden I heard him talking to somebody and the truck wasn't clicking. And I was just kind of almost getting frantic for a second. And then he clicked it. I got safely in the truck and he got in the truck and I said, everything okay? And he goes, yeah. And he told me what happened. And I was like, this is a desperate time. This is that time of year that people are desperate. And so I'm praying for you. And pray for my friend Don. He is in the hospital. He had a very scary thing happen to him. And he's on the road to recovery. Praise the Lord. But he's got to have a procedure done today that they're able to fix that problem, and that he just keeps getting stronger and stronger and can get out of the hospital. But it's just that time of year. It's not a fun time of year as far as sickness goes. So pray. Speak to your body. Speak encouragement. I know for me, I always say that I am healthy no matter what is going on. I am healthy. And I take vitamins, I drink a lot of water, and I hand sanitizer 1,000 times a day. And it was funny, I thought I was like an overkill on hand sanitizer. I actually do it right now as we're thinking about it. But then when I was at the hospital, I saw that is like, I'm nothing compared to other people, how much they do it. So protect your body and be prayed up. And then I could say prayed up is the very best thing. I was talking yesterday about reading the room. And it's funny because I was in situations yesterday that I had to read the room. And sometimes, if you don't know, I'm stubborn. But sometimes you got to really read it. And when I say really read it, you got to be prayed up when you walk into a situation. I start my day every day with prayer in the middle of the night, sometime in the middle of the night, usually during the fourth watch. But sometime in the middle of the night, I get woken. And I just start praying, for different people. Like I said, I did my ABCs of prayer. It's just something I've done for years. I ask God, I download a letter, and then I put the vowels with it, and I just start praying. Well, then I fall back asleep. And when I get up in the morning, I always say, okay, God, what are we going to do today? And so it's like my thing to jumpstart the day. I have an attitude of praise. I always am thankful for something before I let my feet hit the ground. I always, praise the Lord for a couple things. And then as I'm driving to work, I am praying for different people on my journey. I love to pray for the police officers early in the morning. I love to pray for Tammy, who's out delivering newspapers, and every other newspaper person. She's just related to me. So Tammy will be the first name I always pray for. And then anybody else out delivering, be it newspaper, being, the FedEx guys and the Amazon people getting ready. This time of the year is super busy for them. I love it when we do the little things to give them little treats and little drinks and stuff. That's something that we do here at WAPN. I don't put it outside because, well, first of all, we got like 6 raccoons here at WAPN in the woods, and it would just get tore up. But I, have it inside for them when they stop by to come on in and, do that. If you can be kind this time of year, if you can go that extra step this time of year, it's important because we are blessed. I am blessed. I was sitting here listening to the beautiful Christmas music and singing along. As I was driving to work this morning, my number one favorite song came on, Happy Birthday, Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season. Yes, the hustle, the bustle. Yes, all the trees and lights and all the different things. And whatever your tradition is and however you celebrate, Jesus is the reason for the season. And you might be the only Jesus somebody sees today. And when I say that, when we're out and about doing our stuff, it's easy to get frustrated. I agree with you. It is easy to get frustrated. But getting unfrustrated is even better. And when I say getting unfrustrated, I mean be prayed up. Be prayed up for whatever is going to happen today and walk boldly into the situation with a smile on your face and have grace. I mean, grace, grace, grace. I've got to go return stuff today and ship some packages. I don't even know when the last day to ship packages is. I think it's like this weekend, but I'm not sure because I haven't even looked. But I do know that I know that I need to get it done. I also am not dumb that I know when I go to this particular place this morning, when it opens, it is going to be cray-cray. Now, I can choose to go in there huffing and puffing, or I can choose to go in there with grace and to go in there with an attitude of gratitude and be courteous. So you be courteous to that person that's helping you. They're working crazy hours. They're working lots, long, hard, and everybody is dumping on them. So why don't you be the joy of the situation? When you walk away from their counter, they're going, but God, but God, but God, I want to be more like that person. I want to have the joy that person has. I want to spread some love for the rest of the day. So go in there. And when you ask somebody, hey, how are you today? Don't be so generic, because then it's like you're not engaging. I think you need to engage in your conversation. So you say, are you ready for Christmas? Or have you found something special that you were looking for? Do you have a favorite Christmas cookie? What's your favorite Christmas song? What does your family do? Something like that. Change the conversation to make it more personal. Because don't we all want to have a personal relationship? We want to have a personal relationship, of course, with Jesus, but we also want to have a personal relationship with people. I want to know you. I want to be, friends with you. I want to be, do life with you. I'm so blessed with WAPN that I have met some amazing, wonderful people. And I love it that we do life together. And so maybe you're going to be the only person that's going to say to that person, well, how's your day? But don't just say, how's your day? What's your favorite cookie? Wouldn't that be fun to go today and ask everybody what their favorite cookie is? I think that would be fun. See, now for me, I'm a cookie girl. That would be very hard because there's like 20 of them. Like 20. And so I'd have to really think about it. Like I was just thinking about this morning on the way to work, those powdered sugar ones with pecans all in it, and those little bally things. Yeah. And then, of course, as soon as I started thinking about that, I started thinking about the Kiss cookies. And then my brain went to the next one. And so I would have, my favorite cookie all day long, and it'd be a different cookie all day long. But wouldn't that be a fun challenge today to do something outside of the ordinary and ask a question or respond to a question that wouldn't be a normal, hi, how are you? And that's just a generic thing. And then if you are able, tip well. tip well. Now, yesterday afternoon, we had to go to an appointment, and that took longer than we thought. We did get to go see the Clydesdale horses, but the coolest part of that was they walked him across the street at Tanger. Let me just tell you. Yeah. And Tim said people were just stopping their cars and letting the horse go. Of course, the trainers and all that were with it. But because it was such a cool thing. So we had our pictures taken with that. And that was something, a desire of my heart. Now, we literally got there when they were supposed to be there. They were running a couple minutes late because they were walking him over. But God. Tim and I got to be the first people in line. But God. He gives favor over you and your situation. And then we grabbed some dinner. And then we came back out and they were walking him back across the street. So we got to see that. So, God gives you the desires of your heart. But you have to have your eyes open, your ears listening, and be paying attention. And, when you're praying for something, God's going to answer it to the best of the situation. Sometimes it's not the situation that we want. Sometimes it is not our situation. And so I've had to learn that over the years because I've really thought this is God's plan, and I was sticking to it, and it was totally the opposite of what I thought. But it was the better plan. It was better for me, better for my situation. So as we're going through today, like I said, my challenge for today is, for this weekend, is ask somebody what their favorite cookie is, or ask them what their favorite Christmas song is. And let's see what they do. See, that would be another hard one for me because I have so many. And like I said, I love it this time of year, but in about another weekish, I'm going to be over this time of year. And so, get her done. Get that stuff done. Get your packages out. It's only your fault if you don't get them there. So don't take it out on the clerk. Spread the love of Jesus all throughout today, all throughout this weekend. Okay, let's get our favor on. Let's get this day going. Remember, I don't know about Monday. So you might see me and you might not. I don't know. Got some stuff to take care of. Pray for these raccoon situation that we get that taken care of and get everything sealed up for sure, and move on. So, the Lord knows that we need to take care of this, and He's going to help us and guide us and educate us and all that fun stuff. So just keep us in prayer. All right, let's do our favor for today. If you stay in the attitude of faith and keep hoping to the end, then the favor of God will surround you. He just makes me giggle. Okay, because I just open this. Sometimes it's the same thing in a couple days because I bend it up so much. Sometimes it's totally what I need today, but it just makes me giggle how God knows me so well. It does. It gives me the joy of the Lord, the simplest things. And when you are out and about and the simplest things, they just become the hugest things, and they become the desire of your heart. Like, I know. I've seen the Clydesdale horses before. It's a thing. I've seen it before. But yesterday, seeing it with Tim, and yes, Tim and I have seen him before, but we got our picture taken together. It was important to me. If it's important to me, it's important to God. If it's important to God, it's important to me. And so that's the way I look at it. I go through life knowing that God's got me. Well, it is Friday, like I said, December 12th, 2025. It was cold this morning when I came to work. I had a thick jacket on, let me just tell you. I think my blood is getting not acclimated right now. I feel like I'm cold. So the high today is only 69 with a low of 44. Madison, 68 with a low of 35. Hot chocolate time, because I do not do coffee. Could you see this on coffee? I do not do coffee. So hot chocolate. Do you like it with marshmallows or not? Whipping cream or not? See, those are things, fun questions that when you're out and about, you can just change it up and see what people say. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Ivy and Nathan and everybody celebrating a birthday. Very special person in my life. Pastor Ron Fussel's birthday is Sunday. I miss him coming in here every day. So if you know Pastor Ron Fussell or you know how to get a hold of him, his birthday is Sunday. Send him a text, do a video chat, whatever you need to do, shout out to him and give him the happiest birthday ever. Today is National Poinsettia Day. I'm so discouraged about my poinsettias. They were gorgeous. Keyword were. This wind, we have been having so much wind, has ruined my poinsettias. The praise report is, I did not buy a lot of them. Normally I have like everywhere and then here, and God wouldn't allow me this year to do that. And now I know why, because the wind where I'm at, just not making them pretty. Remember, right now, drive through Bethlehem. Well, not like right now at 6 o'clock in the morning, but like right now tonight, drive through Bethlehem at the drive-through church is going on. Tomorrow is the big Ormond Beach Night Parade. One of my favorite parades out of the year. Look for my friends, Abaco Windows, and their beautiful float. That was so sweet. Crystal sent it to me last night. That just touched my heart so much. So check that out. They always do an amazing thing. And I love the bands, and I love the snow. It will be snowing on Granada. So go early. Suggestion, go early, comfortable chair. It's probably going to be cold. So bundle up, have the hot chocolate. Let's do this. Well, y'all have a wonderful, great weekend and maybe Monday. I don't know. But remember our challenge. Don't just say, hey, how are you? Ask them something special about them uniquely, because we are uniquely made, and God wants us to uniquely show the love of Jesus. Y'all have a wonderful